II period, 1943, 44, 45, Hollywood was hugely successful with anything they put out.
20th Century Fox was Darryl Zanuck.
I'm happy to present this plaque to you, Mr. Zanuck, recognizing The Grapes of Wrath, 20th Century Fox production, as the best film of 1940.
Thank you very much.
He made good pictures.
The three-time Oscar winner, Darryl F Zanuck, was a Hollywood film giant who considered as important as Irving Thalberg, and one of the icons of the Hollywood studio system in the golden era of Hollywood. He had involved in producing and writing more than 200 movies in his life. His appearance surprised the whole film industry, as he was the few who could gain success in the film business without formal education and started from scratch without inherited fortune and family connections. Zanuck was born in Wahoo of Nebraska in 1902. He moved to Las Vegas with his mom when he was 6 years old. In 1918, the 16-year-old Zanuck joined the US Army and fought in the World War I. After the war, Zanuck began to look for a job, as he had lived for a period of time with his grandfather, an old man who liked to tell stories of his adventure as a railroad construction engineer. He decided to become a writer. At the age of 21, he sold his first published story, written as movie plot. It was sold to Irving Thalberg, who later became the head of production of MGM. After his true success, he grasped precious chances to follow up scripts for famous writers like the founder of the Universal Picture, Carl Laemmle, and wrote with Mack Sennett for Charlie Chaplin and Harold Lloyd as gag writer. In 1927, Zanuck guided the Warner Brothers and the whole film industry into the era of talkies. The first film with sound, The Jazz Singer, was distributed with Zanuck being the executive producer in 1927. On the night of the 6th of October 1927, the world premiere of the first talking picture, The Jazz Singer, was held in the Warner Theater of the New York City. The audience were all shocked and touched by the voice of the leading actor Al Jolson. This night, none of the four Warner brothers showed up for receiving the applause from the audience. The triumph was put on the executive producer, Zanuck. That year, he was given a special Academy Award for his pioneer talking film. It was an essential milestone for the young Zanuck, and the Hollywood film industry entered the era of talkies. The Jazz Singer, regarded as the most significant film of the development of Hollywood sound film. Before Zanuck had brought the sound revolution to Hollywood, the sound of music was only considered as a gimmick of destroying the film industry. However, Zanuck insisted in combining sound and picture in film under the violent protest of one of his boss, Harry Warner. Nevertheless, with the profound success of The Jazz Singer as the brightest spark of that time, which drew the every attention of the whole Hollywood studio, and all the studio rushed into sound production. This new technology not only expanded the function of Hollywood studio, but it also reshaped the entire film production standard of Hollywood, from silent era to the sound movie. Since then, the importance of producer has been reinforced in Hollywood, as the movie was not only by written, but more likely to be produced. Since the success of The Jazz Singer, Zanuck was then given the full trust from the Warner Brothers as the head of production. What's more, with his ambition to be a trendsetter in Hollywood, He would like to select the vital subject to the public. Therefore, he reinvented the gangster movie of the Hollywood such as Little Caesar and The Public Enemy. However, Zanuck's ambitions can never be fulfilled. He wanted to take control of the whole studio rather than under the control of the Warner Brothers. His opportunity to leave the Warners came in 1933 with the support of the former president of the United Artists, Joseph Schenck and Louis B. Mayer. He formed the 20th Century Films and acted as the vice president and head of production. 2 years later, he expanded his company by merging the bankrupt Fox film in 1935. His ability in understanding the public taste and casting the right actor sowed seed for the success of the 20th Century Fox. He also introduced a bunch of profitable stars such as Tyrone Power, Alice Faye, Don Ameche, and above them all, Shirley Temple. One of the most famous child stars ever in Hollywood, even helped his studio to survive in the hardest time of the 20th Century Fox.
First I was afraid cat, but now I know it's growing pink.
How Green Was My Valley, which also won him the Oscar Best Picture movie, The Grapes of Wrath. However, he was not lucky all the time in his life in producing movies. Occasional failure, such as the Ox-Bow Incident and Wilson, a biography film, was the disaster of his career in Hollywood, which caused his studio to lose billions of bucks. But he soon led the company back to the right track by changing the theme of his film in something related to real person and real things, such as produced socially conscious film like Gentleman's Agreement, which told the first anti-Semitism story in Hollywood of a reporter trying to disguise himself as a Jewish in New York. He wrote news in the perspective of the Jewish and experienced the discrimination of the Jewish in the U.S. society.
Where do you stop? Is that what you mean?
That's right.
Where do you call a halt? I've been getting mad at Phil because he expected me to fight this instead of getting mad at the people who help it along.
The Pinky told the story of anti-racism about a black girl with white skin color fighting for the right to obtain the heritage of a rich white lady, which was a fight for the victims discriminated by the racist society.
All right, I'll get them in.
Here. Good morning, Miss. Hello, T. Joe.
T. Joe's gonna do a little flying. That right, T. Joe?
Yes, Dr. Kennedy.
Very well, Pinky.
Hello, Dr. Jones.
Snake Pit, the first movie about mental illness, told the story about the mistreatment of mentally ill patients, which later led to 30 states changed their law. In the 1950s, Zanuck won his third Oscar Best Picture by the film All About Eve, with altogether 14 nominations and 6 awards from the Oscar. Till now, it still holds the record with Titanic in being the movie receiving the most nominations. Oscar Best Picture by the film All About Eve, with altogether 14 nominations and 6 awards from the Oscar. Till now, it still holds the record with Titanic in being the movie receiving the most nominations.
Come with me, and I'll show you what every one of you can do single-handed. Here, You can tune in this wonderful new Westinghouse television set with just
In the
one
late
hand
40s
like
to
this.
early
Of course,
50s,
it has
the appearance of
sensational
television
Westinghouse
began to
spinning
kill the
dial
whole
control.
film industry.
There's no more
Early television was killing the movie business. People said, why go to movies when we can see all this entertainment at home for free?
Many of the people were not willing to get into the theater, as they could watch moving pictures at home. But Zanuck did not lose hope to film. Instead, he introduced and promoted the CinemaScope, a widescreen technology.
In my opinion, CinemaScope is the most remarkable development in the world of entertainment in the last 20 years. Every picture we produce henceforth will be filmed in this revolutionary CinemaScope process.
With the film The Rope, which had also broken the box office record. It was claimed to be another greatest screen innovation since the talking picture that brought a brand new experience of watching a movie as if the audience are participating in the movie. This move not only helped the Hollywood film industry in encounter the misery created by the crash of television, but also made a revolution in the screen size of the film from the old academic aspect ratio of 1.37 to 1 to the new 2.66 to 1 aspect ratio. Therefore, Zanuck's contribution to the Hollywood did not limit in just producing, but also in exhibiting movies.
We at 20th Century Fox will continue to fight for the best in entertainment. We refuse to settle for something secondary or something somebody claims is almost as good as CinemaScope. We believe the theatergoers of the world, if they are to continue to patronize American motion pictures, are entitled to the best.
At the late year of Zanuck's career, he continued to put great money in producing large-scale movies like The Longest Day.
No! No, partez!
Ist noch nicht der Feldmarschall. General Jodl ist heute beim Führer. Wir werden verständigt, sobald der Termin festliegt. Wollen der Feldmarschall trotzdem nach Deutschland?
Cleopatra, the most expensive film ever made at that time, which almost bankrupted the whole studio, so as to fascinate the audience with the most elegant costumes and magnificent scenes.
Do as you say? Literally? As if I was something you had conquered?
If I choose to regard you as such.
Am I to understand then that you feel free to do with me whatever you want? Whenever you want?
All that I shall ever want to hold, or look upon, or be, or have is here now with you.
Remember that I want you to forget me, please.
Forget? How? I can never be more far away from you than this.
He will come to her, to Egypt.
I shall do my best, learned friend, to prevail upon Lord Antony to attend.
Zanuck's influence to the golden era of Hollywood began to fade out at the late 1960s. He was voted down by the Fox Board of Directors from the head of production. This marked the end of the era of Hollywood film tycoon, as he was the last mogul of his generation to step down. All through Zanuck's legendary life, his talents, guts in innovating, ability to understand the public taste, and being encouraged in expressing his own idea, benefited and inspired other producers and studios in Hollywood at that time. His powerful image of smoking a cigar with a pair of stylish sunglasses were long-lived in the history of Hollywood.